Oh my God, China is collapsing. Collapsing. Hong Kong stock market is also collapsing. See, decades of wealth evaporated on China's watch. Do you think this is the end of China? It's gonna collapse. But do you know what else is collapsing? But at the same time, Tesla stocks are also plunging. $73 billion wiped out. Why are these things connected to each other? Well, we know that China stocks are collapsing right now because their housing, their real estate market is also in major problem. They're having the same problem that United States, had back in 2009, like the GFC, which they're trying to deleverage right now, pop that bubble, slowly deflate the bubble without a major collapse like what happened in the United States. Of course, that means a lot of pain. That means people are scared, and that means people are not spending. And that means company profits are down. But this is also related to the recent collapse or big smash in Tesla stock prices. How are these two related? Look at this. This is the stock price of NIO, for example, a Chinese competitor to Tesla. Look at that stock price. Absolutely smashed, down more than 90% in the last 3 years. Another Chinese EV competitor to Tesla also smashed, right? Down more than 90%. This is XPEV as well. But what does Elon really think of his Chinese EV competitors, these Chinese EV companies? Because one of them, called BYD, just topped sales against Tesla, a big Tesla in Q4 sales last year. What does Elon think?
The Chinese car companies are the most competitive car companies in the world. So I think they will have significant success outside of China, depending on what kind of tariffs or trade barriers are established. Frankly, I think if there are not trade barriers established, they will pretty much demolish most other car companies in the world. So they're extremely good.
Wow, did you hear that? Those were Elon's own words, right? Tesla's not doing well in its largest and core market, which is China, right? Its sales are down in China against Chinese competitors. It got beat around the world by the largest Chinese EV producer called BYD. And also there are others like NIO, XPEV, and Li Auto that are following up as well. And not only so, he says they're extremely good and so competitive that they will demolish. The word he used is demolish all the other Western car companies around the world if there are no trade tariffs or trade sanctions. Wow, that's from Elon Musk himself. Can you find another man who knows more about the car industry or the EV industry? The company he's referring to is this BYD, by the way. You might have seen their cars where they're advertising around in the city you're in, and their stock hasn't completely collapsed yet, even though it's just bouncing around. It's still so much smaller than Tesla stock prices. And in fact, legendary investor Warren Buffett owns a huge chunk of this, right? If it tanks, if it crashes, I'm going to get in on this, right? Because Elon just told you how competitive, how insanely good they are, not financial advice. XPEV, I've already been dollar cost averaging near this bottom, right? They're one of the new EV companies in China, but also they're basically also a flying car company. Yes, you heard that right. Flying car company. For me, that's a twofer. 2 stocks for the price of 1. And of course, there's also the famous NIO. They don't do battery charging, they don't do these cables that charge your car. They do battery swapping. They're probably the only company in the world that does this on a massive scale, right? They're trying to put all of China onto battery swapping, which only takes like 3 to 4 minutes, right? You are fully charged. None of this, plugging a cable in and charging your battery kind of stuff. So super convenience. It's kind of a revolutionary, very ballsy move. NIO, I am dollar cost averaging in here as well, right? Don't believe the crap. I know you've heard a lot of crap about China and how its economy is collapsing in your media recently, but just ask yourself, is there anything in your media that you actually believe? Like, what does your media tell you that you actually still believe in? Not much anymore. But somehow when they report about China, you automatically believe it all. What if they're not telling you the truth? What if, once again, Elon is the one telling the truth? Follow Pablo for more updates.